Hello, welcome to today's Ascension Kitchen live stream. You might hear the oven in the background. Yes, I already started because I have so many ideas. I have so much planned. I have so much food in the fridge that needs to be made today. So I started a little early without you. Sorry about that. What is the plan for today? It is kind of vague because it keeps changing. Things keep changing. Things aren't fully landed in my consciousness, in my awareness. Some things are not so much. And there is a sense that I cannot see beyond, basically beyond the next step, beyond the next dish to make, which is a good thing to be, a good place to be, a good thing in general. Challenging for the mind, absolutely, because it wants to figure out what am I going to make with all of the food in the fridge, one step at a time. So let's get started. What's already in the oven is a broccoli and cheese thing, and half a pumpkin. I'm going to so I'm oven roasting the pumpkin because the idea is to make pumpkin bread. We shall see when and if I get to that at all. But for now, what we're going to do now, first thing is a kohlrabi cucumber salad with tahini dressing and some chickpeas. Yes, I already cooked the chickpeas. I cooked a whole pot of chickpeas because I like buying a pack of dried chickpeas and then cook the whole lot, put them into jars. One of them actually vacuumed itself. I think vacuumed it down? No, that's there's a vacuum in the glass now. Anyway, let's just start with the salad. So I have this cucumber, which I'm not entirely sure whether it's actually it has these bumps, these knobs. The German word is Landgurke, as opposed to Salatgurke, which is or Schlangengurke, which is the smooth with the slightly longer one with a smooth skin. And the Salatgurke or Schlangengurke is the one that I know is cucumber. So I don't know if this is a cucumber, but honestly, I don't really care. And here's a small kohlrabi. There you go. I'm going to chop these into very small pieces. I hope the small bowl will be enough. Just try it. We shall see. What's happening here? Okay. Also, just to let you know, I had a very, very powerful meditation this morning there's all kinds of things moving, which is, well, you already noticed that I might be babbling nonsense. So yeah, just to let you know that I'm kind of using this as the cooking in total as a way to ground myself, to reconnect, bring the energy in, because I'm a bit all over the place. That being said, let me just start chopping. I want to start chopping. How do I chop best? I think I need to sharpen the knife. So I've seen a couple of videos where people like smash the cucumber first. I don't know the purpose behind that. If you know, please tell me. I would like to understand this. As you can see, I do not squash my cucumber. It's still a bit big. Okay. Is there a recipe for this salad? No, there isn't. I'm making this up as I go. And well, I was contemplating this earlier, and in a way, Ascension Kitchen is about that. So there is the aspect. Well, one aspect is there a recipe? No, because these days I rarely cook according to recipes. I use recipes as inspiration or starting points, or I simply go with what lands. What landed right now was a bit of cucumber. Yeah, so I've been dropping things all over the place this morning, which is a sign for me to pay attention, more attention to what I'm doing. There is a misalignment, I believe. Things feel decidedly strange. Are you aware of that? Or is it just me? Anyway, I was talking about recipes. And sure, not needing a recipe to cook with, a lot of that is practice and experience. But also, and this is what I feel Ascension Kitchen wants to encourage, is for people to explore within themselves what is actually right for me to eat. What is right for me to eat right now? Things change. And when I say right, I don't mean right as in right or wrong, but more in aligned. So what exactly is most beneficial at this point for me? What supports my physical being, my emotion, my physical and mental health? And instead of this kind of rigidity that cooking according to a recipe means, like 500 grams of this or so many cups of this, and then very strictly, very rigidly what you use, how to prepare it, and how to mix, how to combine, how long to cook. Yeah, I increasingly feel that, it's a good starting point. If you're starting out with kitchen explorations in general, recipes are a fantastic starting point, yes. And my invitation, my encouragement to you, to everybody, is gain some experience in how meals combine, and then do it your way. So, for example, the information came to me from two different sources. So to me, it felt then right. Okay, this is for me. This is important. It's a guideline. The guideline basically says, make sure that every meal that you make includes a grain, a green, and a bean. That is the simple version. The slightly longer version that stems from a Michelin star chef who got bored cooking the traditional way and decided, you know what? I'm going to be a Michelin star chef, but vegan. And then he started creating vegan dishes. And he said, well, he got asked, so how do you create it? And he said, it comes in layers. Start layering. Your first layer is your source of protein. That is the bean. And it doesn't have to be a bean. It can be a lentil. It can be, so apparently the combination of kidney beans and sweet corn gives the human body like all proteins it needs, all different kinds of proteins it needs. So that's a good way. Mushrooms also have protein, of course, oats, nuts, seeds. But I mean, sure, oats can work, nuts and seeds can work. But usually I think you would go with a bean. So beans, peas, chickpeas, all of these as a source of protein. And then he said veggies, colorful veggies, as many colors as you possibly can add. Your next layer is a grain. Now, if you're gluten-free either by necessity or choice, you might be now a grain. Rice is a grain and gluten-free. Buckwheat, despite its name, is a grain and gluten-free. Millet, quinoa, these are grains and they're gluten-free. So it works. It's possible to do. Then that guy said add greens. He said leafy greens. I say, well, if you want to challenge yourself, yes, leafy greens, great. If you're starting out, all greens works. I think cucumber. I mean, cucumber has a green skin. If you don't peel the skin off, there you go, green. Broccoli is green, works. Green peppers. And then, of course, that chef for his Michelin star type cooking, he adds a topping. Now, toppings aren't such a bad idea. Have something like this here. This is a mixture, I made it myself, a mix of nuts, of seeds. Different seeds, linseed, sunflower seed, pumpkin seed, hemp seed. And you can sprinkle that on top of a salad. You can sprinkle that on top of a dish. You have some seeds. And that is, yeah, and again, yeah, this requires some experience in cooking, knowing what works. But it's a very easy way to increase the number of different plants you eat within a day. Diversity is good for the body. So, now if you gain some experience in creating dishes like that, I mean, it's fairly simple: a grain, a green, and a bean, and then you just combine in the ways with the ingredients that you like. Because what is the purpose? I mean, how helpful is it if you come across the healthiest dish ever, but you don't like half the ingredients? For example, the easiest way to make the grain and the green and the bean is you cook rice. You take some frozen green peas and throw the peas in with the rice. Done. You have the grain in the rice. You have a green and a bean in the peas. Now, I shared that a while ago with someone, and their immediate response was, oh, but I don't like peas. My point. So, very simple, easiest, fastest way to combine a grain, a green, and a bean, but they didn't like it. They didn't like peas. So what's the point then of making this if you don't like it? Figure out what you like. In that scenario, by the way, edamame work because they're also green and bean. Green beans. Green lentils. All of that would work. Okay, So this bowl is already getting pretty full. Things feel decidedly strange. I have no idea. Honestly, I don't know what I'm even doing here. Okay. I think I was talking about recipes. That is my timer for the oven. Stop. What does it look like? I need to check the pumpkin. Yeah, no. Let's give this another 5 minutes. 5 more minutes. 6 minutes. Okay, so this is now cucumber and kohlrabi. This is already deep and full. And the idea was to add some more. I need the bigger bowl because chickpeas. That is inconvenient. Okay, maximum inconvenience. Let's max the inconvenience. Bigger bowl for that salad. Okay. Quick rinse. Then the other salad will need to go in there. Okay. Right. Looks better. I'm adding sprouts. I like sprouts. I bought sprouts. And now I'm adding them to everything again. I think this, let me just, I think this is, all of them can go in. Yeah, that's all of them in here. Nice. These go in at the end. Tahini dressing, which is going to be very simple. Tahini and lemon juice. Oops. Lemon side quest. What about the lemon side quest? I'm going to make a fruit salad with the fruit that I have for next week, and I have discovered that it tastes delicious if you add onion, lemon zest to your fruit salad. So I'm zesting the lemon first before the juice of half of it goes in the dressing, which means wash. This is an organic lemon. I can zest it, yes. Wash with hot water. Moderately warm. Must be enough. One of the MVPs in this kitchen. Small butt. also add a bit of the lemon zest into that salad. How that is going to taste, I don't know. I'm experimenting. If the idea came to me, then I shall entertain it. Contemplate. Is this something that I want? It feels very joyful. The thought of adding lemon zest to the salad feels joyful, and well, good enough for me. Right. Lemon zested. Let me rinse that first before I do anything else. Okay. Excellent timing. Another 5 minutes. Okay, now I need a little container to make the dressing in. For some reason, little container to make dressing is always an issue. Not because I don't have any small containers, but I always wonder, is this the best container? Should I use a bigger one? I should probably use a bigger one. Whatever. I'm using this one now. So this is incredibly creamy, soft tahini. I love this one. Because it easy goes from the one jar into the other. So I'm making this, the idea is to have this slightly less creamy and more fluid. So, and yes, I am going to lick my finger. Because I have said it before and I will say it again, I'm cooking for myself. I am allowed to do that. Oh, wrongly. Lemon. Juice. Doesn't look as if there are any seeds in there. Woo! Downside of the small jar. A bit more difficult to squeeze the lemon into. No pits. Excellent. Excellent. What is it? What is your see? I was wondering why this needed more time. Apparently, I attached my jumper to the dial with the temperature and turned the temperature down. Happens sometimes. A bit annoying. Okay, and now we mix this together. I will add water. Yes, water is necessary. see how we go. And I have mentioned this before in another live stream, but I can mention it again here as well. I'm sure there are faster ways to make salad dressings. Oh, that's actually a lot. That's actually a lot of salad dressing. Okay. However, if you do it like that, you bring your own energy into the dressing. You bring your energy in, meaning you're energizing your food with your energy, which means it becomes that much easier for your body to digest. And yeah. Well, that was a lot of water. That's all right. Splish. Yeah, now it's too liquid. That's all right. Okay. I declare this done. If it's not, oh well. Right. And I'm going to put this on a wooden board that is hiding out in the living room, because as you can see in my kitchen, there's no space for things to cool down. Pumpkin and broccoli with cheese. And now I need to open the window in here because it's hot. Poor computer's working really hard already. Okay. I will need some salt and pepper. I think, does it go immediately, indirectly into the salad or into the... Let's go again. Salt. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was thinking of this last night. I still have a lot of like these spice mixes in here. Some of them even open. Now that is for sweet. It's for salad. I can add some just greens salad seasoning. Yeah. That, by the way, is this, by the way, comes from my grandfather, not my grandmother, my grandfather, who taught my mother that if you're unsure of whether a herb or a spice will go with your dish, and if your system says, yep, goes, it goes. Speaking of going, I think this might not be happening. Come on, get mixed. Get mixed in this. Taste test. Berry tahini. Nice. I don't know if the whole thing needs to go in here or if I will have leftover tahini dressing. Leftover tahini dressing. You know, I think the whole thing needs to go in here. My stomach approves. Just started growling. Oh yeah, this looks nice. This feels nice, but I think I need to add some more salt and pepper. Just some salt. Pepper. I like pepper. That's why I add a lot of pepper. To the point where sometimes I add too much pepper. And then things are bit. And now I'm adding some of this in here. See how much this needs. More. If you're wondering what this is, oh yeah, now it's this. It's a mix of stinging nettle, parsley, oregano, ramson, whatever that is, thyme, sunflower petals, cornflowers, and rosemary. Not sure I see where the flowers are, but and now I'm going to just, do I dump the whole? No, I think I shall add sprouts when it comes to serving. She said, and added sprouts to the bowl. No, I think sprouts when serving. Okay. Right. Lemon zest. Woo! Oh, this feels so good. Just a bit, not too much. Don't want to overwhelm the flavor. Ah. Oh. Excuse me while I have a foodgasm without even eating this. This feels so good. Oh my god. I am very pleased with this. Very, very pleased. Not so much pleased with this bowl because it always needs some extra encouragement. Okay, that's the salad. How long did it take me? Half an hour? Yeah, all right. Have I mentioned before that I think this kitchen is too small? This kitchen is too small. Right. Give this a quick rinse, but dishwasher. Sometimes it's very useful to have. Salad. Sprouts. Fridge. Maybe not. I need to eat something. Okay. Okay, now let me get myself sorted. What is next? I need to put this away to make space. I can put this away, I believe. Close the timer. Put it away. Probably going to juice that into another small glass. I have lots of these. Because if I put the lemon like into the fridge like this, it will dry out. Experience has shown me. I have this beautiful little. Yes, I know I can't really juice. It doesn't really work. I will think of something. I'll juice it first into a slightly larger bowl and then into the container. Right. Next thing on the list is the kale thingy. Now, if I'm saying kale thingy, I mean this is I believe so. It was in my box on Thursday. I had no idea what this is. I gave it a little try. The leaves all look like that. Yes, it's already a bit wilting, which is why I need to make this today. So I tried to find out what this is, and in the end, I caved. I couldn't. I did some research. I asked my trusty search engine. In the end, I caved and asked chat what it thinks, and chat said that this might be red kale, but certainly baby kale. And so I'm thinking, right, kale, potatoes, cooked gently, so not the vitamins in this here don't die too much. Well, chat said I can't eat this raw, but my feeling says don't. No, cook it. So I'm cooking this with some potatoes. But the idea was to grate the potatoes. And I might just throw in chickpeas again. And well, the idea was to have this kind of not quite a mash, but heading that way, because I mentioned in the beginning that I want to make pumpkin bread, or bread with pureed pumpkin, and I was thinking that it might be nice to have that as a kind of spread on a sandwich. That's the idea. So I already washed the potatoes because I don't peel potatoes. So I'm now going to wash this. I'm going to wash this first. Sorry, you will have to simply, this is your opportunity for a comfort break or a loo break while I clean the pot, because I need the space, and the clean pot can go back into the cupboard. See you in a bit. Why are you so sticky? Why are you so sticky? Let go. Release. Don't hold on. Towel. Hot. Clean. Okay. Stone. Das war der große Suppentopf, der war. That was a quote, by the way, from a children's book that my father used to read to us kids, my brother and I. About a little girl and Albert the dragon. Albert the dragon can't breathe fire. And they have lots of adventures. I don't remember the exact details. But at one point, they're sneaking through a camp made by soldiers. But Albert is a big dragon, and he bangs into the big soup pot, the guard's big soup pot. And that's basically what the quote says. Das war der große Suppentopf der Wache. That was the guard's big soup pot. And the star, that was my father's creative expression. Adding the sounds. Okay, so this, I need to go. I need to go diving because now I need the Samwise Gamgee pan, and that's kind of in the back a bit. So yeah. Digging through my cupboard. Oh, big pan, big pan, big pan. Why? I think let me just take all of these, put them elsewhere. Put them in here. Okay, so that was the pan. I have half of a big onion that goes in there as well, and now I'm washing the kale. Wash. It does not need to be so hot. But Joy, you're saying, why don't you use a big sieve? I don't have one. Does my kitchen look big enough for a big sieve? No. But Joy, you're wondering, why aren't you putting the kale into the other salad? Because didn't you say a dish has to have as many colors as possible? I did that. I said that, yes, well, I quoted the chef. But here's the thing. A, I'm not a Michelin star chef. B, no, it says as possible. And if the feeling says, no, these are two separate dishes, then these are two separate dishes. And if I'm eating them in one go, well, I still get all the colors. Right? Okay. This is not my bowl. This is my mother's bowl. She left it here. The pumpkin wasn't here because that was hers. Anyway, I'm going to grate the potatoes into that. Where did I put? I already got the grater out of the climb up to Mount Everest cupboard. So for once, this is the bigger sliced version of grating. It says somewhere on here how. Can't read that. Anyway, so potatoes are now this big. Can make them smaller, but it felt to do them. Potato, come on. I'm going to be a bit careful. Gotta be a bit careful because this thing is sharp. And I like my fingers attached. One. Getting strange ideas about what else to do with the potatoes. No, stop it. This is getting complicated now. Stop it! There's a part of me that wants to like add oil and starch, make them crispy. That defeats the purpose of the dish. Make them crispy. Really? Okay. Okay, potatoes. Quick rinse. Wash later. Potatoes, potatoes, potatoes. Potato. Chopping the kale. I think this is going to take a bit because so all these small individual. This is already. There's some loose. First ones. Okay, how big do I want these? I think I can leave them like that. So like individual leaves, I think. Yeah. This is going to take me a bit. I'm fine with that. Hope you too. Let's go into some kind of meditative silence. How about that? Okay, that's the kale chopped. Stomach approves. Scrolling very loudly. Okay. Right. Onion. I think I need to sharpen the knife. Again. Okay, onion chopped. Now, heat. Heat. Oil. I always use coconut oil because I get so confused with all these different opinions about what oil is best used to withstand temperatures. Because some say, oh yeah, olive oil, yes, and some say no, never, 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 and some say a rapeseed, and others say no, and then coconut oil is fine. You want to have a look, see what I'm doing here? Let me see if I can turn the computer. Right, in goes the onion. Jumpy onion. Indoor potato. Indoor potato. Okay, turn down heat. Add in kale. Give the pan a little bit to cool down. I'm going to let this sit for a bit. Add water, not too much, just that the bottom of the pan is covered, and then this can stay like that for a bit. Onion in the pan, not out of the pan. As I said, I think I'm going to add chickpeas to that, because I cooked so many chickpeas and I'm feeling like chickpeas. I don't feel like lentils. I don't feel like beans. Chickpeas. I still have some passata in the fridge, an open pack. So this might end up with a tomato sauce. Yeah, we'll see. We shall see how this ends up, where this ends up. Okay. And why am I telling you this the way I am? Because actually I do feel to close the live stream now. So we have about a little bit more, it's a bit more than an hour now. Because I think the next bits might not be interesting. I mean, you can hang around for the broccoli salad. You want to hang around for the broccoli salad? The other broccoli. Because the broccoli looks very, very sad. And so I think I need to make this. For this salad, I have leftover sun-dried tomatoes. I have leftover capers. So I'm going to chop the broccoli into small pieces, dump this in. I might add feta non-cheese. Cheese, feta cheese with 5 E and a Z. Cheese. Walnuts. But let me wash and chop this first. Clean. I can use that bowl because I think the small one is too small. Yeah, okay, use that one. It will be inconvenient because I need to make the fruit salad. What's going on here? Nothing much. Some gentle cooking. That's good. Peas. I might add, because I like peas and I have frozen peas, I might add frozen peas. Okay, so I'm going to let this for about 15 minutes until like 2:30. Until half hour. You know what? I'm going to try squeezing this into the small one because I want to make a fruit salad to bring to work for brunch with the colleagues. And it would be nice if I had a semi-nice bowl to bring things in. And so I'm going to dig out the smallest of these. Which is very small. It's going to be an adventure. Will it fit? We shall see. Knife. If you're wondering what I'm doing, yes, you can eat the inside of the stem. You just simply cut off the tough outer layer, and the inside is very soft. You can eat this raw. So less food waste, more food for you. Now, I really like broccoli, but I don't like preparing broccoli. You always have little bits and pieces everywhere. Hey. Chop it up small so it fits more easy in the bowl. One of my favorite pastimes, cut veggies into confetti-sized pieces. I like doing that. I think I kind of vaguely remember someone telling me that broccoli needs to be like, the more you chop it, the more you chew it, the healthier it is. So, confetti-sized broccoli it is. Look how that fits into the small bowl. Okay, chopping up the tomatoes. I'm going to use the oil from the tomatoes as a dressing. And it is very oily. Very oily. Nice. Nice. Chopping this up small. Need to give this a quick rinse. Too much oil. She's rinsing the oil down the drain. Yes, yes I am. This is bad. I don't think in the quantities that I did that it is, but if it is, my bad. Okay. Looks nice. I'm actually thinking of adding the capers into that. Yep, the capers go in here. This looks good. Peas or chickpeas? No, I think maybe actually chickpeas, after all. Chickpeas. See, this is how recipes then change while I cook. Oh yeah, that looks nice. That looks very, very nice. I think the capers will go in there. But I also think that this needs feta. This goes in recycling. This goes into my dishwasher. And this actually goes in the dishwasher as well. This might need some salt and pepper, as usual. Salt, pepper, and a splash of vinegar to go with the oil. A splash of vinegar. Splash of ginger juice. I don't have any fresh ginger. Oh, I still have fresh ginger. And my favorite of the non-dairy feta. Open pack. Chop, 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 chop. It up. Actually, maybe just crumble it. This is very crumbly. Crumble this in. Chop off, crumble it. Yeah. Okay. Do that. Is this all right? I think this is already enough. Yeah. Now come on. Half. Good. Good, good. Leftover in small container. Open. Back into the fridge. Nice. So I'll show you this, what this looks like. Can you see that? Not really. No. Hi. Adding some salt. And pepper. And what else? What do you think? I'm debating whether this needs a tomato sauce or not. Right now, I don't think so. See, and this is how recipes change while I cook. Actually, I think this needs not cayenne pepper, maybe a little bit cayenne pepper, but I was looking for paprika. Oh my god, almost used up my paprika. And actually, you once again standing on my small spoons. Teaspoon of paprika. Lovely. Tiniest little bit of cayenne pepper. Apparently. I'm not also. I did that in one recipe, and now I'm doing it every time I use paprika. Cinnamon. Add a hint of cinnamon. What do you think? Tomato sauce? Or no tomato sauce? Tomato sauce. Now I'm going crazy. But I like it. Ginger juice. The other was rice vinegar. Not much, just a bit. And the salt. Are you still okay? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, cool. Done. And this might need some adjusting in the seasonings. Maybe more salt, maybe more pepper, maybe more paprika. But otherwise, I'm calling this done. Nice. Yep, tastes good. Lid back on, heat off. Right. And the thing with these cakes, they were in oil, so now I have a bit of oil here at the bottom. What kind of oil is that? Did it say? Olive oil. Cool. So I now have a bit of olive oil for the next adventure. Yes, it goes in the fridge because I say so. Okay, I think I need a break. You might need a break too. I need a break from standing. Okay. Well then, the only thing left for me to do is to make the pumpkin bread. Depending on how I feel later, I might just, do an almost live with the pumpkin bread. But yeah, that's it. That's it for now. I hope I have left you with some contemplation, some inspiration. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Yeah, and I will probably be here, same time, same place, next week. See you then.